The life and sad ending of Eva Gabor. Eva Gabor was born in Budapest, Hungary, the youngest of three daughters of Vilmos Gabor, a soldier, and his wife Jolie, a jeweler. Her parents were both from Hungarian Jewish families. She was the first of the sisters to immigrate to the U.S., shortly after her first marriage to a Swedish osteopath, Dr. Eric Drimmer, whom she married in 1937 when she was 18 years old. Her first movie role was in the U.S. in 1941's Forced Landing at Paramount Pictures. During the 1950s, she appeared in several feature films, including The Last Time I Saw Paris, starring Elizabeth Taylor, and Artists and Models, which featured Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. These roles were bit parts. In 1953, she was given her own television talk show, The Eva Gabor Show, which ran for one season. Through the rest of the 1950s and early 1960s, she appeared on television and in movies. She appeared in one episode of the mystery series Justice and was on the game show What's My Line as the Mystery Challenger. Her film appearances during this era included a remake of My Man Godfrey, Gigi, and It Started with a Kiss. The greatest success in her career was in 1965, when Gabor got the role for which she is best remembered, Lisa Douglas, in the Paul Henning sitcom Green Acres, which aired on CBS, whose attorney husband, Oliver Wendell Douglas, played by Eddie Albert, decides to leave the rat race of city life. He buys a farm in a rural community, forcing Lisa to leave her beloved big city urban life. Green Acres was set in Hooterville, the same backdrop for Petticoat Junction from 1963 to 70, and would occasionally cross over with its sister sitcom. Despite proving to be a ratings hit, staying in the top 20 for its first 4 seasons, Green Acres was canceled in 1971 in the CBS network's Rural Purge, a policy to get rid of the network's rural-based television shows. Gabor later did voiceover work for Disney movies, providing the European accented voices of Duchess in The Aristocats, and Miss Bianca in The Rescuers, and The Rescuers Down Under, as well as the Queen of Time in the Sanrio film Nutcracker Fantasy. She was a panelist in the Gene Rayburn-hosted Match Game. From 1983 to 84, she was on the Match Game Hollywood Squares Hour, starring Gene Rayburn and John Bowman. In 1983, she reunited with Eddie Albert on Broadway as the Grand Duchess Olga Katrina in You Can't Take It With You. In 1990, she attempted a TV series comeback in the CBS sitcom pilot Close Encounters. The pilot aired as a special that summer, but did not make it to a series status. She toured post-communist Hungary after a 40-year absence on an episode of Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Back in 1972, she launched her eponymous fashion collection with Louis Estevez, a Cuban-born American, Coty Award-winning fashion designer. In her personal life, Eva Gabor was married 5 times. She had no children. The first she married, Eric Valdemar Drimmer, a Swedish-born masseur turned osteopath and psychologist. They wed in London on June 3, 1937, and divorced in Los Angeles, California on February 25, 1942. Her second marriage was with Charles Isaacs, an American investment broker. They married on September 27, 1943, and were divorced on April 2, 1949. Her third marriage was with John Elbert Williams, M.D., a plastic surgeon. They married on April 8, 1956, and were divorced on March 20, 1957. Her fourth marriage was with Richard Brown, a textile manufacturer, who later became a writer and director. They married at the Flamingo Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada on October 4, 1959, and divorced in Santa Monica, California in June of 1973. Her final marriage was with Frank Gard Jameson Sr., an aerospace executive. They married in September 21, 1973, and they divorced in 1983. Gabor became a stepmother to Jameson's 4 children. Sadly, Gabor died in Los Angeles on July 4, 1995, from respiratory failure and pneumonia following a fall in a bathtub in Mexico, where she had been on vacation. She was 76 years old. Her funeral was held on July 11, 1995, at Good Shepherd Catholic Church in Beverly Hills. Gabor is interred in the Westwood Village Memorial Park Cemetery.